Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing as well as you can be. I really wanted to start just by saying thank you guys again for just all of your love and support and just for, yeah, just supporting me, you know, just by like coming back to my channel and like watching this video, even when I'm gone with breaks. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Feeling good today. It's a nice day. It's really sunny today. So I feel nice and like airy and like positive, and I don't feel like this every day, you know, like it's been a hard slog of a year. Oh, also, I know I'm aware that I'm aware that it looks like I'm wearing pajamas, but I'm wearing this top and I love it. Look at the back. Oh, I love it. It's from ASOS. I'll link it down below just in case anyone is interested. I think I got it in a really big size because I like these tops to be really like boyfriend style tees. Yeah, it makes me happy. I don't know how many of you saw my Insta story that I put up, but I said in my story that today I'm obviously going to be doing a girl talk, and then even from the questions that I've got from you guys now, it's given me a really good sense of the other topics that a lot of you are interested in for me to elaborate on more in other videos, like being a single parent, single mom, living on my own, yeah, lots of other bits. But anyway, in this video, it's just like a getting back in touch with you guys sort of video. Oh, also, I'm wearing my own necklace from sammimaria jewelry. This is the Dylan necklace from the Copenhagen collection. I'll start with a really simple one. Ria Ellen, who is a YouTuber too, I love her content. She just said, how are you? Thank you. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like, I don't know if any of you guys feel the same, but for the longest time, whenever someone just says, how you doing? Just in passing, you know, like whenever you just meet someone or whatever, it's felt such a lie to say, yeah, I'm good. And I know that's so basic because everyone just says, everyone obviously just says, yeah, I'm good, like even if you're not. But with me, I hate feeling really disingenuous. So even when someone asks me that in passing, I've just had this like, ugh, like I'm not good, and I just want to like let everything out for a long time. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm at the stage where I'm like really working on some shit, just some personal stuff in different categories of life. Things are getting better and this year's gonna be good. Oh, did I put deodorant on? Yeah. Oh man, I don't want to bring the mood down, but this one person commented this. Why don't you post pictures of your daughter? And I haven't really had this before. I think some people are like, how's Indy? Like, we haven't seen her for a while. Obviously I share her sometimes, like every now and then I'll story me and Indy or just her doing something, but for the most part, she's not for consumption. So she's no one's property. So, yeah, so getting a comment like that is very, very strange because you don't own my daughter and she's not yours to consume. But if I do want to, if I do feel like posting, then I will, and I do sometimes. I'm co-parenting. I don't always post her when I have her because I'm with her and giving her myself and my energy and my love. So I think, do you know what? Another thing that I want to do a whole video on is this conflation between caring and loving and being proud of something and sharing it on socials. Because for me actually, the more I love and respect and care for someone, I share them less. And that's probably because this is my job too, but anyways. I feel like that is something that we need to calm down about. Like, just because you're not sharing something doesn't mean that you don't particularly care about it or whatever. Anyway, let's lighten the mood. Okay, so I had a lot of questions about co-parenting and about just how that's going, how I'm finding it. And also I've got a really itchy nose. Also, I had a lot of questions asking about how am I feeling after having a breakup and things like that. And I just want to say again, because I did talk about it all in a different video, but I'm obviously not going to talk about anything in particular detail because obviously there's someone else involved. Anyway, when I talk about co-parenting, I'm obviously just talking about it from my perspective. Yeah, it's going well. There's quite a lot to it, and it's kind of hard to just summarize, but the adjustment period was quite rocky. All we were doing was making everything as fluid as we could, so that it would adjust to however Indy seemed to respond to it best. So that's all we've been doing. We kind of been doing it quite intuitively, I think. Just like seeing how she's dealing with things, or where there are just certain boundaries that just have to be there. Just explaining those boundaries to what was that? Explaining those boundaries to her in a really loving and caring way. I don't know if I read the whole question, but this question was, how is parenting going with your ex? Do you find it hard to communicate? No, not finding it hard to communicate at all. It has to be good for your child. Ooh, this is a good question. Do you feel your mindset has changed since getting to know yourself without a partner? Absolutely. And my mindset was changing quite a lot before anyway, and then also just because of being in therapy too. Therapy's really played a really big part in how I see myself, and yeah, just how I see myself, like in all ways. It can be really hard to just like stare at yourself down a barrel. Like that's how it feels like once you're just on your own. You're just obviously faced with yourself, like all of the parts of yourself. Being on my own has sort of made me have to revisit what I want out of life, what my goals are, what my values are, what I really care about, and really, especially what I don't care about, what I'm wasting my time pretending to care about that I don't. And it being okay to just not have to pretend. Yeah, I think it's just been a big wake-up call in letting my actual self come out and not being ashamed about it, and getting to know it. I think this sort of is going a bit into shadow work. It's like so much that I could say. Quite a few people want me to do a video on shadow work, shadow work too, so that could be a good one actually. But anyway, I'll stop there for that one. Okay, how to embrace single life. Sometimes I love it, sometimes it sucks. I mean, I kind of love it. Time being for yourself, I love that. And sort of doing what you want, not in a limitless way, because obviously I still have a daughter. So I feel like single life sort of feels natural to me anyway. Not that like I wouldn't, like I really, I love being in relationships too, but as in I really like being in my own space, and I really like looking after myself and having time to sort of think. But then, you know, there is the other side of it. So because I'm on my own so much, it's very easy for me to start to overthink things and to go round and round in circles about certain things, like just things that are stressing me out in life, you know. Instead of sometimes it's nice to have someone there to be like, look, stop, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be worrying about that right now, go, blah, blah, blah. Like, but I have to do that to myself. So I try to meditate as much as I can, and it's not every day at the moment, but I'm trying to meditate as much as I can. And so the more you meditate, the more mindful you get about your thought processes. So when I feel myself going round and round about something that's stressing me out, but it's something that I can't fix that like then and there or on that day, then I'll be like, it's okay to feel stressed about that, but there's nothing you can do about that right now. Just stop this repeating thought pattern that's making you feel shit and go and do something. So that's what I have to just do to myself. So I think, yeah, that was a really long-winded answer, but I feel like being single, from what I'm learning, because I also haven't been single for a lot of my life. Like I was just always interested in guys, always chasing boys since I was young, since I was like 15, I don't know, like just obsessed with guys. Trauma response. But then like started getting into relationships, and then was in relationship to relationship, back to back. I really haven't done a lot of single life before, apart from like being a child. So new to it in a way, but At the moment, I'm really enjoying it. Oh, I feel like I want a cup of tea. I've run out of coffee. This is not good. Oh wow, I didn't even answer the question properly. How to embrace single life. How to embrace it. This sounds so like I'm so simplifying it, but you're single, so there's nothing else you can do then to embrace it. There's so many times where obviously we would all like someone there just to cuddle, like just some comfort and love from someone else. But it's like you're single at this point for a reason. And also I completely believe that it's better to be single. Oh, what's that quote? It's better to be alone than to be in bad company. Absolutely love that quote. It's so true. Like, embrace being single because it's better this way than if you were to be with someone that wasn't right for you, or if you were to be like constantly unhappy around someone. It's no way to live. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying this now, but it's not even been that long for me, so. How are you feeling about being a single mum? I would love to see an end to the stigma. I feel like the stigma is getting less and less though these days. It doesn't feel like a big thing for me because I was raised by a single mum, and when I was growing up there were loads, I knew lots of other people with single mums. It was just like normal to me, and then when I saw people with their parents together, I'd be like, oh, that must be so nice, but like, I don't know what that's like. The transition to me wasn't very big. Also, I think I knew it was gonna happen for a while, so I had that, I was sort of like prepared for it. Honestly, I feel like these days people respect single mums a lot. Single parents too. There are so many single dads out there too, like doing amazing. I feel like if people hear that you're a single parent now, they're not like, ew. They're like, wow, like you must have a lot on, like I bet you're super busy. When it is harder is sort of getting free time sometimes. If you don't have family there to sort of take the weight off, or yeah, like jump in when you need help, that's when it's quite a strain. Okay, switching gears a little bit, so it's not all about single life and breakups and all that shit. Let's talk about sexuality a little bit. I did a video on my TikTok just coming out as bisexual, in case anyone missed it, or because if I go into this question and I haven't explained it, you're probably like, what? What made you feel comfortable at this stage to come out publicly? From another bi mama. Hey girl. Well, firstly, I'd always been or thought I was bi-curious. I've just always like loved women and always found them very attractive, but I thought that was normal. I thought all girls found other women sexually attractive, but apparently not. So kind of experimented a bit more too, and that I was just like, yep. And yeah, like there's more to this too. Like I obviously could chat about this subject for ages. But yeah, what made me feel comfortable? I hadn't really been able to explore my sexuality a lot since I was young, because again, I've just been in relationships, you know? So it's something that I always felt inside, but I'd not explored. So I've been able to explore it. And then just obviously this has happened with at the same time as me doing a lot of self-exploration in general, and self-acceptance and self-love, and so yeah, all of that at the same time. I was just like, well, yeah, it's natural, like I definitely know it now. And also I felt weird about even coming out, because I was like, oh god, I've been online for this long, like are people gonna think that I'm lying or whatever? So for a little while I wasn't gonna say anything, but then your sexuality is a really big part of you, and so for no one to know felt like I was hiding something, or like it was something I was ashamed to mention or talk about. So I felt really uncomfortable with not putting it out there in some way. So yeah, that's what I did, and I just feel like, oh, it feels so much better. And I had so much love from you guys. Thank you so much, like so much support. There was not like one bad comment about it or anything. Like you guys are so amazing. Have you been on a date with a girl recently? No, I've not been on a date with a girl before. So, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. This could be a whole video. What makes you feel self-worth? Sending love. This is something I've absolutely been working on myself, so it's something that I'm still building on. Self-worth is knowing my boundaries, where I'm pushing myself too much, like to the point where I should take a break. You know, that's like knowing my worth, because I know I'm worth looking after myself and not like overexerting myself with something. How I'm being treated by people, so like how someone is talking to you, just treating you in general. Yeah, I think a good thing for sort of trying to remind yourself of your worth, and it's one of the first things I did when I went on my solo Copenhagen trip. I sat and wrote out a list of things that I like about myself, and that makes me feel emotional. Oh. Because it's hard, it can be hard. And yeah, then when you look at everything, you're like, there's so much worth here on this list. So anyway, there's loads of other ways, but thought I'd touch on it. Ooh, this is a good one. How have you learned to embrace your sexuality after your spiritual awakening? During a spiritual awakening or just self-love journey, doesn't even have to be spiritual journey. When you start looking inside a lot more at yourself, I've really enjoyed tapping into that divine feminine energy or feeling, expression, and I know I'm using all of these terms that are quite like spiritually but essentially it's just tapping into your sexual energy, and that doesn't always mean that you're doing it in a really promiscuous way, and it's fine if you did, but I think it's just letting your sexual energy flow. So that can literally be in the way you move. Dancing has really unlocked it for me. It really helps just to get in touch with my feminine side. I think I've really grown up with quite a lot of masculine energy around me, and like feminine energy growing up was seen as kind of weak, which it is absolutely not. So I think it's like relearning what femininity or feminine energy is. For me, it's really attached to my body and like just loving my physical form too. Yeah, so for me, working out helps too, because obviously working out helps with loads of things, but for me, I definitely feel more sexually awake when I'm active. As you age, it's much harder to connect. As you age, it's much harder to connect with people. Do you agree? Do you know what? I think a year or two ago I would have said yes, but I don't agree with that. I don't think it matters what age you are. I think if you're really not in touch with yourself, and if you're not in touch with yourself, you're not going to understand how to get in touch with other people. So I think over this last year, because I understand myself a bit better and what I like and don't like, and sort of what I maybe expect from people and don't expect from people, I find it's now actually a lot easier to navigate any sort of relationship with people or interaction with people. Yeah, I wouldn't like tie an age to it. I think it's more about being comfortable with yourself. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's a really big thing I've learned this year, is that I think I used to have so much social anxiety because I didn't know what I was supposed to be like, and I was constantly like trying to act for others and like act out some sort of version of myself that would suit them, and it's such a waste of energy. Oh, this is a good question. How would you describe the phase of growth that you're in right now? That's really hard. I feel like I'm going through a lot of shadow work at the moment. So I'm like working through a lot of really deep childhood traumas. So right now I'm finding it hard to balance day-to-day normality with like really deep stuff that I'm trying to work through. So that's like my mood can sort of flip-flop, because some days it affects me more and some days I'm sort of so busy that I'm not thinking about it. If you're going through, well, whatever you're going through, you just have to be your own best friend. You have to listen to what you're telling yourself, and you have to give yourself pep talks, and you have to also kind of be hard on yourself in terms of discipline and getting work done and things like that. And it's hard, it doesn't always work, but like you have to try to be your own best friend. Which again sounds so cheesy, but especially when you're living on your own, you have no other choice than to be there for yourself. Sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Let's see if there's any last minute ones. Let's end with a travel one, because why not? Do you want to do more solo travel, in brackets when COVID's safe? Loved your Copenhagen trip. Thank you. I loved it too. Yes, that is such a big goal of mine. I want to do quite a lot of solo travel, and I want to use it also to get inspiration for new jewellery designs, and just inspiration in general too. I think top of my list at the moment is Berlin, Amsterdam. Actually, no, not my own. That would be fun with someone else. Also Berlin. Japan. I really want to go to Japan. I would do that on my own. I don't care. That's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for your questions. It was really, really nice to do this. And please, down below, leave, like, if you'd like me to do chatty videos answering questions or just giving advice on different topics, please let me know, because I would just love to know what the most popular ones are that you guys would enjoy. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Happy New Year. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.